Okay, so let's just start cutting out these old strings. And if you have one of these tools which can be used for cutting these strings, it's fine. But if you don't, you can always just unwind them from the tuning pegs and remove them from the bridge. Alright, now that we have cut these old strings out, it's time to remove these bridge pins and remove the rest of the pieces of these old strings that are stuck. Here I am also checking if the old bridge pins are fine or if there are cracks that have developed from prolonged usage moves. And the last one. And now it's time to remove these leftover pieces of the strings, and you can see that these strings are all color coded. And now it's time to remove these strings from these tuning pegs. And once all these old strings are out, this is a good opportunity for us to clean the guitar, because we can reach places where usually we won't be able to clean it. And before this I had used Dario's 8515 bronze, which had a bright tone, and this one is a phosphor bronze, which has a warm and balanced tone. At the back of it, you'll be able to find the color coding and some miscellaneous details about the strings. Let's get around to the back. Here is a color coding of which color denotes which string on the guitar, so you don't mess up while stringing your guitar strings. Now let's take out this pack and see. Alright, so these strings are usually coiled up in a pair of two. So string number 6 and 5 would be together, 3 and 4 would be together, 1 and 2 would be together. Alright, so once you separate these out, take the color coded side of the string, take the bridge pin and press the bridge pin on the bridge and attach one end of the string. Stretch the string a little and sew it through the tuning peg. While you're doing that, you might want to keep this much string as buffer so that it's not too much or too less to wind the string. Now while I'm winding the string, what I usually do is I hold one end of the string with one hand and wind with the other one, so that the tension on the string is always there and the string doesn't slip while winding, because that's what usually happens. Now you do not want to wind the string too tight on the first go itself and keep checking the tension periodically, otherwise you might just end up breaking the string. And you can always fine tune the guitar later on once all the strings are in. Now while winding the string, I've tried out a bunch of things, but what I usually do is I take the first wind right above the hole of the tuning peg and the subsequent winds go below it. But honestly, what I've realized is it doesn't really matter as much. I always bend the string a little so that it sets in well on the guitar. For the high E string, it always gets a little tricky because since it's the thinnest one, it slips a lot, and I have always had to hold it with one hand and then start winding till at least a couple of rounds, and then it starts to grip in and then I can just let it go. So once you've had a couple of rotations on the string, you can place the string back in its groove on the nut. And we are done. And then you can just tune the guitar and clip out the extra strings.